Whoa, Bob, hold on here.
Things.
Dings on Darkcity Radio. Right, brilliant show there from Bob down from Boscombe and their community centre there. So yeah, brilliant. That was our first Darkcity Outside broadcast, and you know, I think that went amazingly well. Personally, I couldn't hear it on the outside of the stream, so I hope the viewers who were out there, and there was a considerable number of people tuning into that show, 40 viewers currently on. That does fluctuate up and down as people have to connect and reconnect, but absolutely cracking numbers for us here on Darkcity Radio for Bob's first show. So big pat on the back down there to Bob and all his guests. Great stuff. So this is kind of like, well, it was Bob's brainchild really to have the Resistance News. And if you're out there, Bob's not with us now, he's gone getting a pint and a bite to eat. He has been setting that up since at least 10 o'clock this morning to make it all work. So yeah, it's really good that actually came together. It's nice when you put the time and the effort in and things do go reasonably smoothly. Set for right at the beginning, I don't know why, but it ended up with 3 separate transfer rates appeared. So I don't know what happened there. Bit of a technical issue, but we seem to get over that. Thanks to the people in chat room for just pointing out when some people thought the show had gone off. That was just the stream reconnecting. It is a bit of a pain, but if you're connected through a media player, something like Winamp, they normally just reconnect automatically for you. What I did want to thank is to the 1 or 2 people who are tuning in and giving us the occasional comment through the daytime, really. I am here from about 9, 10 o'clock, sometimes earlier, every day, through till midnight, maybe later. And just to get them 1 or 2 people who comment on maybe the jingles, the little bits of clips we put in. Yeah, Jim, you need to mute your audio, mate. Thank you. Thanks, man. It's actually gone quiet now. Yeah, so those 1 or 2 comments that come in, they kind of keep you going throughout the week. You know they do. So thanks to you all for that. Them little bits of encouragement, they go a long way sometimes. Right, I've got a bit of news. Oh, but before I go any further, we did have Robo Whippy. We've just lost him again, so not quite sure what's happening there tonight with our Robo things, technical issues, which is a shame. And we have got our masters of chat, Callie and Pride's new with us this evening. Anyway, what I wanted to tell you about, and I don't know if I've ever mentioned it, I think I have mentioned this. I got a traffic ticket. I got a ticket from a PCSO or a traffic warden. You know, one of the council servants who actually served me with a parking ticket, as they were called. And they're now called parking charge notice. So I was given a notice of a charge, and I disputed this. And the evidence that's been given by the council was completely biased. Now, bear in mind that these people are actually my employees as a council taxpayer. They are actually employed by me. And remember, even if you're receiving social security or income support and you're exempt from council tax, you're not exempt from paying it. That is part of the money you would get. If you weren't paying that council tax, it would come to you directly rather than the council. That is part of the money that you're given to live here in Britain if you're not able to earn for whatever reason. So it's a benefit. So it's a council tax benefit that you receive. So it's a reduction, which is actually paid by the social services or income support or whichever one you're on to the council. So, yeah, they've not been too fair in the way that they've conducted themselves, and many people have seen this, and the area which I was parked in is clearly marked, but there is that many markings it is difficult to actually know which ones are actually current and which ones aren't current. So, where did I get to with it? I sent in the letters. I tried the letters. It's a council, these letters that you can get off the internet and send in, and they often do work when you're dealing with a parking company or so forth. But when you start to deal with your local council, and my case was myself, Paul Hayden, against Tameside Metropolitan Borough Council over here in the east of Manchester. And basically, I went to the adjudication. I eventually had to go. I didn't have to go to adjudication, but I thought I'll play. They ignored all the other stuff that I'd sent to them. I sent them video evidence of the case and what happened and stuff, and they ignored everything. Basically, ignored the law. And then I got this thing from an adjudicator. I'd requested for clarification from the council, as I said, but they didn't clarify any of my points. They did actually attempt to clarify certain points, and I said, look, these were a list of points. You can't just pick one or two out from them to clarify. You need to clarify all these points. They thought they'd done enough. They got the Traffic Penalty Tribunal, which is actually another body which is set up, being paid for by taxpayers' money again. And now I've received the verdict, you could say, or the findings of that tribunal. Before I get there, let me give you a little bit more on how I conducted myself in that tribunal. Right from the onset, my defence, you could say, and now, of course, there was never an offence took place. Nothing ever really happened. But my defence in this alleged offence was that it was confusing. That I was confused as a driver. That's what I stood on. Now, when I went into this tribunal with a witness with me, I had recording equipment, and they asked me not to use my equipment. They weren't prepared to use it. But however, they were recording, and they promised me a copy of that. So I turned my recorder on instead of off, and it continued. I have got an audio copy of this tribunal. I am hoping that they will be honourable and they will send me the copy which they said they would. I'm going to do that Monday morning. I'll get onto them on the telephone and find out where that is, because they said they would send that with the tribunal's findings when it was sent to me in writing, of course. So I'll give you what they sent me. I won't give you the numbers because it's pretty much irrelevant. But again, it was between myself and Tameside Metropolitan Council. The appeal has been allowed on the grounds that the contravention did not take place, did not occur. I direct the council to cancel the penalty charge notice and the notice to the owner. The reasons. The applicant attended a personal hearing of this case. The council did not attend and reply upon the documented evidence and submissions. So reason number one, the council didn't have the opportunity to reply to the documented evidence and submissions. Well, as I've already said, I sent this to the council. They'd already seen it. They'd had adequate time to reply. That's lie number one. And besides that, this is within 100, maybe 250 yards of the council offices. Any of them could have walked out there and taken a look with their own eyes. They didn't need me to document any evidence. If they'd been fair in this matter and represented me as my representative. The parking charge notice was issued on the 19th of March 2012 at 3:08 to a vehicle registration Sierra 234 Real Dirty Bastard in Old Street, Ashton-under-Lyne. Or for those people who don't understand Manchester phonetic code, that's a Romeo Delta Bravo. For being parked, now hear this, for being parked in a loading-unloading restriction streets where waiting and unloading are enforced. At that tribunal, there was no evidence at all put before the tribunal of any parking restriction on that area. The parking restriction they actually had was for Wilkinson Street, which is not this area. There was no parking legislation enforced. They've never been registered. Or at least it was none presented at the tribunal. It fails to say this. It actually says that it was enforced. So I've been parked here, according to this, I was parked in an area for loading and unloading where restrictions were enforced. No evidence to say that. The vehicle was parked on double yellow lines where a loading ban was also indicated by double curb markers. There was I'm telling you this, they don't mention it, but there was also a sign directly at the passenger corner of my vehicle that said no waiting. So it was under the four corner rule, and yes, there was double yellow lines with double chevrons running down of it, and below that there is a photograph of the said vehicle parked on double yellow lines with double curb markers with a post at the side of it bearing the sign. You can't see that, of course, from the picture, but I'm telling you it is there. The hearing was quite lengthy and included extensive submissions and a good deal of video evidence from the applicant, which, of course, the council did not have the opportunity to see. Well, they've not already mentioned this. They've already mentioned this. They're repeating themselves. The council had the opportunity to see it. I provided it to them. The council did not turn up at the hearing. They're giving this as another reason. Of course, the true reason is there is no parking restriction on that area. None. And it is confusing. At the time, the applicant managed to persuade me that the road markings were ambiguous and in the context of this particular area, not adequate to convey the restriction. Now, just take a look at that paragraph again. What is adequate to convey the restriction? Well, what is adequate is two double yellow lines with two curb chevrons and a sign. That's what's adequate. There's another lie. The actual statement in itself is being made to be ambiguous, because that's a lie. And there's photographic evidence with this to actually prove irrefutably that the vehicle that I am the keeper of course not the owner, something else I contested, at the time, okay, it says it here, that they were parked on double yellow lines. Sure. But now, all of a sudden, on the next page, they were not adequate to convey the restriction. There was no restriction ever presented to this hearing. Another presumption. Last but not least, paragraph. Looking at the evidence now, I am struggling to see that the lines are inadequate. But given that the findings on the day, the decision must stand. The appeal is allowed and no payment is required from the applicant. Now, most people would see that as a victory. My entire case was based around confusion. That the actual traffic markings in that area are confused. Not only are they confused, but the whole entire kit and caboodle on traffic regulation is confused. It's confused. Not only is it confused, but it's also unhonourable. Far unhonourable. These people are not representing the evidence fairly, and not only have the local council not represented themselves in an honourable, fair manner, the traffic tribunal has lied. They have lied in their written evidence. What was said verbally, and at the end of it, the lady in question, the adjudicator, said to me, on that tape, I am finding in your favour for one reason. It is confusing. She admitted it was confusing. I stood my case. I rested my case upon that confusion, and she agreed that this event didn't take place. It didn't take place. Now, look, I'm not learned in law. I haven't studied law. I don't really know law. I just stood on my own morals and my own grounds. At the end of that, she actually asked me why I was so awkward. I responded to her, I am not being awkward. You want to see me in a court? She said, well, why do you react? Why do you have that manner? I said, because I disagree with paying illegal taxes to a government that funds illegal wars and kills people. Her head and the man who was in the room with her hit the ground. And I walked out of that room with my head held up high. This is only another way of taking money off us, off good, honest people, and funding illegal wars, same as poll tax and stuff. I am exempt from paying poll tax, but I still have tried on numerous occasions to get the poll tax off the council. What they have now said is that I am exempt. I am actually exempt from poll tax, because they had to exempt me because I wanted the poll tax off them for not providing me with the service. So it's a little victory, but I will follow this up. I do want to get the audio, because this adjudicator in this writing here has actually purged herself. This is perjury now, which is a very serious offence. I mean, I'm saying it's perjury. I mean, I don't know if perjury is in court, but as far as I'm concerned, they have concocted this evidence again. The adjudicator found on the day that this was confusing, and if the driver was confused, then there was no violation. No violation took place. So I thought I'd got a gold mine, only to receive this watered-down version, and to be honest, confused and ambiguous response. Again, most people would go, yee-haw, I don't have to pay it. But as far as I'm concerned, they now owe me 2 days of my time, 4 days research, the time it took for me to hire the camera crew, and also for providing all the information that I did provide, and video information, which on that video information, I actually do tell them there will be a charge of £1,250 for my time and expenses. So I will be charging them for my costs, and then instructing bailiffs to collect on Tameside Council. So that's my little bit of news, and that's how I did it, on the facts that it was confusing to the driver, and it stood there. I know that as it says, the evidence that I put before the tribunal actually swayed them. Well, of course, that's what evidence is supposed to do. That's what evidence is for. And here, the council didn't turn up. I don't think the council have ever turned up. To my knowledge, the council never turn up, because they're too ignorant. They normally get these adjudicators just to find in their favour from the evidence that's put in. The evidence is never checked. There's still the parking regulations have never been checked. Is there a parking regulation for this area? Not according to a tribunal that I attended for parking on the 19th of March 2012, where I attended on the, when was it? Now, I'll get you the date for that. It's attended. We'll stick that in the links for you. But if you are actually opposite Barclays, Lloyd's TSB Bank, or a part outside Lloyd's TS Bank, between these areas, between these times from the 19th of March 2012 up until about a month ago, maybe, then your parking violation was void. There is no parking regulation registered in that area, so you should get a refund from the adjudicators if you apply on the merits of my individual case. So yeah, I don't know how many people are living in from the Ashton Underline area who know somebody who's been booked outside what has been locally called by a few of the taxi drivers the fly trap, because there are a couple of council ticket officers, illegal Nazi taxi men, stomping about around this area most dinner times, waiting to ambush people who whip into the bank quickly. The parking regulation on this corner has been placed there to stop disabled blue badge owners parking on the corner all day because of wagons turning into a loading bay for the shopping precinct. A single vehicle being parked there for a couple of minutes, or maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes, is not going to affect the flow of traffic or stop any vehicle getting in and out. It's only when there are two vehicles of 7.5 ton, like Ford cargo type vehicles, trying to pass one another, that they may have to cut over onto the corner. It's a double curbed area, and the double yellow lines that are running down are not actually running down the side of the road, they are on the pavement. So yeah, I hope that helps to someone out there, or anyone out there. Right, so the idea of this, I've said so loads of times. I'm trying to stop saying the word and I've just realised I've now added the word so. Chat room. I see the people.
That's like deciding you're going to give up smoking tobacco, but you won't give up smoking spliffs. And then the next day, you congratulate yourself that you haven't had a cigarette all day, but man, you're just so stoned.
I haven't smoked a cigarette for years. I haven't. I don't smoke cigarettes, and I don't smoke tobacco on its own. Disgusting habit. Why would you do that? I'll tell you something else. Anyone that takes good, clean, herbal cannabis and puts it mixes it with cigarette tobacco wants to take it out and spank it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but just as bad as is most hand-rolling tobacco. It's only things like Pueblo and American Spirit and stuff that don't have any chemicals added. You know, that's the only respectable thing to smoke grass with, for sure.
Yeah, put a cigarette.
If you're smoking Rocky, then you may as well smoke pipe tobacco with it. That doesn't make a lot of difference.
You might as well smoke crack and drink your own urine, Prajna.
Yeah,
but you might as well do, haven't you? So, the news. That's what I was going to say. The news. We've got Prajna and Callie with us. Of course, I don't know if Robo Whippy is in or out of the call at the moment. He's a little bit like a young gentleman on his first wedding night, isn't he?
I am here, or I was in difficulty with my microphone. It said it was muted, and apparently it wasn't, so I had to do a reboot. So I hope it's okay now.
You're normally pretty after a reboot. Go on, Prajna. Callie, excuse me.
I just said it sounds fine. Sorry. To continue.
Oh, he's good now. Yeah, he's good now, but he's kind of been, like I say, he's had bubbles going up him all day. If you don't use Skype and you are out there, you get little bubbles rising right in the middle of the picture or the little box where people are when they drop connection. So, yeah, he's had bubbles going up him all day, and he's been on and off, on and off, on and off. Don't know what's going on there. What I was going to say is a big thank you to everybody in the chat room. The Anon chat room provided to us by AnonNet. And we have been sorting out how to get that looking a bit smoother on the webpage. A few people were getting a bit because they see AnonNet. There's nothing to be fearful of there, only the fear that you project. So yeah, everything's pretty cool there. And there's a good bunch of people actually in that chat room currently for this new slot we've got. So again, before I keep drifting about, I am a bit round the edge of the rabbit hole or round the edge of the rim today. If you're out there and you've got news, make a note of it. Local stuff, what's happening in your local area. Look, I don't want anything that you've watched on the television. All right, that's not what we're about on Darkcity. We're not about regurgitating the media stream. I think Bob has just given us an absolutely wonderful example on what we visualised Darkcity news and Darkcity reporters to be about. We'll quite happily put a slot on a regular basis. Like I say, we're not fully run yet, but there will be a little news bulletin. We will repeat throughout the day of the stuff that's going on, festivals, activations, and whatever else our occupations. Because we have to, as far as I'm concerned, become everything. We become our own advertising, we become our own merchandising, we become everything. We need the lot as a little radio station. And now when we expand that out into the community, the diversity of people there that are gathering in that, to save that building, to save part of their community, that's what builds communities. And councils and corporations do everything they can to pull those communities apart. Now, many people will think I've gone down the rabbit hole here. This is a radio station. Well, I'll tell you, behind the scenes, it's a community. I hope that community spirit we have goes out there across the international backbones to the repeaters, and is spread right there now to you, sat there listening in front of your computers or on your iPhones. Or we have got a couple of iPhones connected, and that's good. So yeah, I hope that community spirit gets out there. Now, if you don't want to come on and talk to us about it, you send Bob, and I do believe is it news, Jim? Is it news at bobsbackyard.co.uk?
Yeah, it is.
So if you send an email to news@bobsbackyard.co.uk, and then Bob will insert that into his news programme. Of course, he's not going to be out there every single time, actually in the field, but that is kind of working really well, and that's what we want. Now, if you can get Skype on your mobile phone, then you can contact Darkcity Radio over over Skype at the moment. Again, we are looking at other ways of doing that. We really don't want to be using open source stuff that everyone can use and it's all shared amongst us all if somebody can come along and take it away. That's not what it's really about. I've got a lot to learn with that, being predominantly a Windows user. I'm getting there. So if you can get that, if you can get Skype on your phone as it is at the moment, and then you can contact Darkcity quite easily. Again, the same way, adding Bob's Backyard to your Skype, contacting us. Now, look, that necessarily wouldn't put you on the air live. I mean, it will now because I'm actually speaking, but Bob's Backyard might not be me. Maybe somebody else. That call will get diverted to other producers and other people here within the station. Well, the whole idea behind it is that we make the connection to you, and then we can get you on the air pretty much immediately. I can drop this server, put music on, have a conversation, find out what you're about, play a little bit of a jingle, and you're live on air within minutes, within seconds. Well, at least that's the theory. As you heard with Bob, I went to play a jingle and he got 2.5 minutes of a song because I messed up. Hey, it's live radio. It makes more fun, keeps me on my toes. Alternatively now, let's say you can't get Skype, you haven't got an iPhone, you haven't got the internet, you haven't got nothing, all right? You're sat there now listening on your mate's iPhone or on your mate's computer, and you come across something that's happening right now you feel like the world wants to know, or at least the 40-odd, 50-odd people, which antiquates to, 48,000, 50,000 average monthly viewers in their world. You want to get on there, you want to get that known. Telephone number 0044 if you're outside the UK. Even on Skype this will work if you type it in. 161. And the bit you need to remember, because this is the same wherever you are, 298 0298. 298 0298. Got that? So it's 0044 161 298 0298. You ring that phone number from any phone in the world, anywhere in the world. Okay, if you're in England, you don't need the 0044. You just need an O, a 0, 161 298 0298. Anywhere on our globe, you're on the Darkcity. You can ring straight in. That also connects up with Bob's Backyard. Bob's Backyard connects up with other things as well. Darkcity Radio being the main one. So that's what it's about. That's the whole idea of it, is to get that ideology flowing into the system, into that system, our little system. Get our ideology out there. That's what Bob's done. He's took it out there. He's shown the people. The people have gone, wow, we can do this. You know, we can spread that. These groups working together more and more and more. When this starts to happen in your area, because it's ongoing. You know, last week Bob pulled in about the roads down in Hastings, was it Hersham? Get all mixed up me down there, but he found out about that. We had them people coming in on the mobile phone telling us, you can hear, you know, the pheasants flying around, there's badgers, you can hear all that. He kind of brought that into our homes. So yeah, the guys from Occupy and that background behind it makes us feel part. Does me anyway. It does me, it makes me feel part of it. So yeah, do it. Use the service. This is your radio. It really is your radio. We are just servants of the station, and we applaud you. I mean, well, I do anyway. I applaud you. Anyone who's already contacted us. We've had some cracking people ring in just recently. Didn't know who they are. They're showing us massive amounts of support. They want to get involved. You know, that's what it's about. Dom's put up today on Facebook regarding, you know, just a big thanks. And if you haven't seen that, just put a big thanks out there. And it's true. I see Vosto active there in the chat room. Likes of Vosto, hi mate. I'm seeing you moving around for a while. Great support. And do you know what the heck is Zach? Zach and What Army? It gets played all over the place now, doesn't it? And we really do love the essence of you're a god or you're a secret magical turtle. Of course, I am a magical turtle. That's who I am. Keep that god stuff. Big stuff coming up. We have got big stuff coming up. We do need to get. We're not lacking. We will get there, but a few jingles. We're looking for jingles for all the shows. We need one for the Darkcity. We need one for Dom's show. Although we've got some music. It's great stuff, we have that music, but we want banners, which are like adverts for the other shows. We need one for the news, the Resistance News with Bob. And then as each host comes along, we have another show. We need to get that there. It helps us put out the name of the station ident, it's called. Rather than having adverts and spoil it all, we can have a quick blurb coming in once an hour. And it also gives us all time who are live on air to get a cup of tea or use the bathroom. So we are looking at them. But regardless to say, the station that's not currently live, that's been live more than any other station in the UK, and is actually pulling more numbers than any other station in the UK at the moment. The actual numbers we are actually getting are as good as, if not more, than any other UK internet radio station, which is it's phenomenal. Really is phenomenal. You don't need a lot, of course, to do that. It's not as if we're getting hundreds of thousands of people. We only have a stream of 300 people, but go and have a look at the direct streams. Don't listen to what people are telling you. Go and have a look yourself, and you will find a lot of that is concocted to suit the advertisers. So anyway, saying all that, we're a station, not really starting off. Your station, our station. That's why we like to say it, no hierarchy. We've got coming up, and a lot of this is with our ambassador Dom out there, and plus other people that are working alongside Dom. I know you're out there. There's a couple of DJs who've been mentioned, who Dom's mentioned to me. Get in touch with us one way or another. We do want to put your mixes on. My apologies that hasn't been worked out. We really do want to get your stuff on there. We have got plenty of time to play that. I'd sooner be playing original source material produced by you lot out there than playing the playlists we're actually using now. That's what it's really about, giving you a platform to actually put forth your art. So, Sarah's been posting stuff on that jingles on Facebook. Not very good with Facebook on tying it all together. I'm getting there, you'll have to excuse me. I'm a bit of an old man when it comes to that. Wednesday show. Now we've got Kurt Rutter, but that might have changed Kurt Rutter. I'm not too sure what's happening there. There may be another two guys coming on who are in the field, working in the field with journalism. That's what they're doing. I've seen one or two of the tapes. I'm not going to say anything, but I've seen these guys in action, and I tell you what, that's the way to stop it. That is the way to stop that. What I've seen, but hey, I won't say too much about that. Now, what we have got is Roger Ayres. Roger Ayres is on. I think it's next Wednesday. Okay, now this is one of the reasons why I'm saying, look, we need some more hosts. We need some more hosts on Darkcity Radio. We're actually getting a queue now, which is beautiful, not complaining, but we want to keep that continuity and that flowing going if we can, without breaking it. It's a good test for us all, and it's doing wonders for the station. That's coming up. That's Wednesday. So there's going to be a cracking show either way, Sunday night with Dom. This coming Sunday tomorrow. We're not quite sure who that is. I need to kind of clarify that. It's either Kirk Rutter, okay, he's the guy who does no GMO and all the stuff around that, if my memory serves me right. And then there's the two guys who've done the investigative journalism out in the field. Not sure which one of them's coming on, but regardless of that, we got Roger Ayres Wednesday, so that should be a cracking show with Dom. The Dark Cities we slot in after that. So, I mean, if Roger wants to stay on and take questions direct from people and stuff, then the Dark City show runs afterwards. That gives the guests and the host a bit of time to talk together before the crew assault them with the difficult questions. Nah, bit of fun. Also, right, and I'm looking really, really forward to this, right? There's going to be a special on with, now let me get this right, I know S-Man, SGB, and Talapon. I think I'm saying that right, excuse me. I'm new to all this, I tell you. So, yeah, that's going to be an absolute cracker. That is going to be an absolute cracker. Anyway, that's about my news, I think. I would like to say now over to Bob for the weather. If you are called Bob, okay, or you want to use the pseudonym of Bob, that would call you to be the Dark City weatherman. It's just because we want to do the news and weather with Bob, and Bob. I know, we're quite silly and juvenile, aren't we? If you do want to do the weather, all right, whether it's going to change or whether it's going to rain or whether it's going to snow or whether it's going to be sunny or whether the New World Order are going to make cabbages purple. Well, you can get purple cabbages. Well, anyway, you get my point. Bananas. Okay? And if you're out there, we need a weatherman or a weatherwoman. Excuse me. You could be a Bobette, the weatherwoman. Excuse me there for being so totally and absolutely sexist. So there's my news. Robo, Prajna, Callie, that's me done. Help. Thank you.
Callie, look, you're live on the radio. Look.
Oh my goodness, am I? Fuck, again.
I must say I really enjoyed Bob's show on that lot. It was really interesting. Really good. I want some more outside broadcast. Bob's outside broadcast.
Okay. Very good.
We missed most of it, I'm afraid, because we've got our friend Neville visiting. He's just out walking the dog right at the moment, but poor Bob needs help. What are we going to talk about?
Well, I was going to call on Neville, but I don't know if he's
walking the dog.
I don't know if he's in the mood. When he is in the mood to talk, he talks.
Yeah.
And he talks, and he just blows your mind in 100 different ways. He's just
100 times a second.
He's bought this amazing book of monolithic structures, megalithic structures along, and opened it up to a particular page that had a map of Avebury and said, right, this is how they played football
back in the day.
Rajna, I think I heard it in the background then. I've seen that book. It's Julian Cope in it. The pink, it's a big pink book. Yeah, brilliant book that.
I've just got one from the chat room. Brilliant outside broadcast, Bob.
Yeah,
brilliant outside broadcast equals Bob, and then that's from Den, and also from Health Coventry. What's the debate about tonight, people? Well, just let me tell you, Health. The number is 0044 or 161 298 0298, or you can have Bob's Backyard to Skype. That's the whole idea of it. You tell us what the topic of debate is tonight, and begin the debate. As they've just done. So, mythical? What, you had some objects, and you were talking about a book.
Megalithic. This Julian Cope dude, page 66 of all pages. There's a map there entitled Walden Hill and Avebury. And he described how there would be teams, maybe 300 on one team and 900 on another invading team. And he pointed to all of the stuff on the map there at Avebury, the Great Circle itself and Silbury Hill, and most strategically was Warden Hill, where they all formed up around the top, and this whole thing and how it ties in with football hooliganism and all that kind of thing, and how all that ties in with the big anti-pedophilia and anti-child abuse thing, and wow, all over the planet, you can't imagine. And he's known as the man of the woods because he's just lived out in the woods for a very long time, and many people came to see him. And so yeah.
Good stuff. It's good stuff, isn't it? So anyway, but Dark City's on. It's quite funny. Go on and walk the dog, boy. Dark City Radio's on. Hello, come on, guys. It's kind of cool. And well, Praja and Kelly as well. These they're pretty much one of our mobile outside broadcast teams. We could call you, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Mobile in the way you move around and so forth. So
we'll be quite a lot more mobile when we get a tow bar for the car.
Well, we'll be having all sorts of encounters out there.
Yeah, sure.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to provide more of a service to you people as you travel. As you travel about. I want to do a bit myself. I love to get out. Most of it outside Britain. It's not because I hate Britain or I've got an issue with Britain. Britain, the UK, has given me all that I have. But I do like to kind of travel a bit outside my comfort zone. Where things are done differently. So, yeah, I'm hoping to do a little bit more of that. But Bob Earthwise, my new guru, Bob Earthwise, he mentioned about the festivals, and I might actually have a look at that. I really enjoyed that when I was a younger lad. I only got it for a couple of years, so I might actually have a sniff around the summer festival season this year in the UK. But I don't make myself any promises for the future because I know the future doesn't really exist, and I'm just leading myself up a path into nowhere land. Of course, we've got a lot to do in the moment here on Earth, whatever position we're in. Oh yeah, it'd be good to talk to your mate there if he does get back in. And I've just given the number out.
He's back.
Yeah,
Neville's back.
Neville's back.
Yeah, and there's an amazing big husky
We just really
Shadow.
talked you up big, Neville. I know you're probably not in the mood for talking.
We thought we'd take advantage of you being out.
You had swimming.
Yeah.
So this is the return of Neville.
Yeah, just been walking the dog.
Yeah, well, I was actually saying while you were out that they'd sent you out of the caravan because they wanted to get on Dark City, Neville. But then they've turned it around now. You've come back, and that now we really want to talk to you. You see, Neville. We love to meet new people. We all do, and so nice to meet you, Neville. My name's Paul,
nice
commonly known as Bob, mate.
All right, nice to meet you.
Yeah, sorry, Paul, but Neville's got an awful lot on his mind at the moment. So, yeah.
Oh, well,
I'm sure there will come a point in the future when Neville is fully charged and ready to go and ready to tell you all about it. Yeah. It's just that today's not the day. That's all.
And then it'll all come up. Yeah.
Hang on a minute, just let me. Boris, got some news coming in here from Boris out in the field. I'm on Boris down in Hastings, just trying to bring him in now. Just got a text off him there. Hello, Boris.
Hello, Bob, you alright?
Yeah, I am, mate. You're live now, mate. No green room tonight. We've just flung you straight in. You said you got some news, Boris.
Yeah, I had a little incident yesterday. The last 2 days. The work's going on around footpath areas, and the council have neglected to get footpath closure orders on the path. So they're stopping us from walking down the path. Rather than walk people through, they've been stopping people. I got physically removed off a footpath yesterday.
So, let's get this right now. If you're going to Hastings, you can't use the footpaths. Is that right, Boris?
Well, you can use the footpath.
Well, I don't know. So some footpaths you can use, and some footpaths you can't use.
We checked with the council, mate, and what it is, when they're working on the footpaths, they put the bully boy security guys out on the footpaths to stop us walking along them and push us back up the other way. We've complained to the council, and 2 of us are meeting with the police on Wednesday morning to try and get assault charges against them.
Yeah, well, surely they have to give you some notice, a 4-corner notice. I mean, as a visitor to Hastings, how would I be able to distinguish between footpaths that I can walk down and footpaths that I can't? Because there are bully boys stood on them. So I can't walk in England now down a public footpath for fear of bullies? I'm 48 years of age. That's preposterous. They need to have told me beforehand that there are bullies out on the streets of Hastings.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable. It's all on this road bill just so they can keep pushing and pushing and pushing, illegally and unlawfully as much as they can, it seems.
Right, well, if the people of Occupy, I don't know what they call themselves, whether it is Occupy now, but with the people who are doing the occupations, let's call them, the people who are doing the occupations, we've just had, earlier on the show, they had action down there on a building, and they were trying to save a building, you're trying to stop a road, the same kinds of people, I think. So hopefully, well, I know there are still people who are listening to that, are listening to you. This is what we can do. The best we can do, Boris, is keep putting that out. You keep coming telling us. We'll keep putting it out. And hopefully, man, you'll get the numbers down there you require. You'll get the support you require to stop this. You know I'm right with you, man. You know I'm right with you. I really am. As I said before, this happened in my town. We're living with the aftermath of it now. And if you've got any doubt about that, just drive into the top end of Ashton-under-Lyne in any time you want, basically, and you'll hit traffic, because it's all being converged into a little tiny town on tiny. What are they going to do? Put motorways through all the towns to get rid of it? Looks like that's coming. So fair play to you, Boris, and thanks for keeping us informed, mate.
Yeah, it's been good today. There's been a few activists in the area. Myself, I managed to get all the security guards and bailiffs to get off of a badger set because they shouldn't have been on it. Took me about an hour, but managed to get them to clear that area and guard either side of the badger set. I don't know why they're guarding the badgers, by the way. Today they continued cutting down trees, cutting down hedgerows, chainsaws going all day. It'll be the same thing. They've got licences to work tomorrow as well, mate. So I'm not going to be rude, but I want to get off because it's going to be another early night, another early start tomorrow. And yeah, if anybody can get down and help us, we really do need the help.
Give it out, man. Give out your info and then get off then, Boris. I know your time's precious, man, down there. So give out your info, Boris. Tell them where they can get you, mate.
You can find us on Facebook at the Second Battle of Hastings. You can also find information out on the Coomhaven Defenders website and the Hastings Alliance website. I've also got a phone number for camp, which is 077 0606 5628.
Give us that number out again, Boris, if you will, because if there's people out there, they're going to ask me for it again. Give us that out, man. I'm going to try and type it out at the same time.
Okay, mate, it's a direct link to camp, and it is 077 060 656 23.
Brilliant. I could type that as you said it, and I'm the slowest typer on earth, mate. So we've got that number now. I'll copy that and paste that into this room. And also, oh, it's already happened. Pradson has beat me to it. It's going up there in the chat now, man. That's what we can do. That's what we, that number will go on the podcast. This podcast will be up tomorrow, mate. It's on there. You can find that out there if you want to. Dark City Radio or Dark City Radio on YouTube. And of course, darkcity.bob's backyard. We'll get them links up there, man, and we'll link your Facebook to it and stuff. I'm not very good at that. I'm not very good at it, but we'll have a go. Thank you, Boris, once again, mate. And you've got our support. Everyone here supports your action down there at Dark City. We've not had one single person, not even a crack-smoking, piss-drinking alcoholic, has complained at your plight down there, mate. So, yeah, whatever energies you need down there, mate, they're coming at you from the northwest and worldwide through my little service out in the front room. Good on you, pal.
Thanks, Bob, and thanks for giving us a voice. I'll see you all later. Let you know what's going on next time. Thanks.
Keep it up, Boris. Good stuff there, ladies and gents, boys and girls, brothers and sisters. Yes! This is the vision of Dark City. This is really the vision of Dark City. Bringing that little bit of light down there to them people's plight. They should be illuminated. They should be illuminated, you know. Anyway, there's me going on a rant. I'll stop myself before I do. Good stuff. So, anybody else? Have we got anybody else? I have got other people coming here. We're getting close towards the end of it. What's this here? I've got... Oh, no, that's Vin James in somewhere else. No State Project starts 9 p.m. Do you listen via? All right. Looks like they're not on there anymore. Looks like they've gone somewhere else.
No, we're here. We're just saying good night to Neville at the moment, bro.
Right, so if you did, I've had 2 people come in, friends requests there on to the Dark City this night. If you do want to get on, send me a text message through that. Just send a text now through the Bob's Backyard and I'll pull you in immediately. Or just hit the call button and ring Bob's Backyard and I'll bring you in. So we've got a few minutes to go before we slip off until tomorrow night, where we're starting at 7 usual time. My advice is to get in a little bit early. The way things are going, especially with this Saturday evening, Sunday and Sunday evening, where I'm not sure what's happening with the State Project, No State Project. We did stream it last, but we have not heard from them again, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But I'm hoping to find out that. But we haven't heard it's not, so I presume it's still on and all that's now working fine. Again, big thanks to everybody. People who've come along this week and stuff. I can't say thanks enough. Big shout out to Dan if he's out there. Our Linux man, he's not stopped. I've had emails off him coming constantly. And probably the only reason I've not got any emails this evening is because I haven't opened my email. Apologies for that. If you've been emailing me, I'll do my best to make a note of that and get it sorted. Have you got anything you want to throw in there right at the end, Robo? Last 5 minutes?
No. Other than that, no. Brilliant show out there, Bob. Do another. I love it.
Yeah, so, nice one. Just to recap there, Bob, Earthwise, cracking show. All them people, anywhere. All these people who are actually standing up for what's just plainly what I'm going to call common sense, obvious, something that we seem to be lacking in these people of so-called authority. Education, to educate our brothers and sisters on our plight in a non-violent manner, seems to be working. I know the progress is slow. I'm the most impatient man in the world and know it's slow. We've got to be patient, but we can't become complacent. Don't let your patience become complacency. Can't do that. We've done it before. When we win a little bit of a victory, one of us gets through. For instance, I don't pay a parking traffic tribunal, but hundreds of thousands of other people have. And while that keeps happening, they're going to keep doing it. It's all about supply and demand. So yeah, great show to Bob. I was going to say he was down in Hastings. I've got it all mixed up again. But great show in there from the second battle of Hastings. And you can find it under the second battle of Hastings. So thanks to Boris for doing that when he comes in. Really good. He just sends us a little text saying, "Hi, it's Boris. I've got some news." Pop, pop, pop. And he's on. If you're out there, please use it. Please use it. And that's what we're here to do. But whatever it is. So tomorrow, what's this? Tomorrow we've got blinding shows. Hunter, Kurt Rutter. It's me. Yeah, we know that. It's all on the finger. Excuse me, I'm getting texts and stuff people want me to say. We mentioned all that. Yeah, watch the schedule. It is getting a little bit more accurate now. We are trying to at least get here and talk rubbish for 20 minutes, an hour, when there is something on the schedule. If you were listening today and you're just testing out and you do hear stuff, let us know. Let us know. I tell you what, it's even cool when it goes off and I get text saying, "Where's the radio gone?" I know you're listening, and it really is. It is good when you're here to know there are actually you lot out there listening, and quite a considerable number of you are this evening. Right then, well, I'm about done. Robo's about done. Neville's gone home. Partner and Callie are settling in for the night in the caravan, dreaming of tow bars. And then, and soon we'll be circling them wagons, I suppose, on festival sites and into other occupied and other action movements throughout the UK. And if you are outside the UK, that doesn't mean that you're not part of it. We've got quite a large European following. I mentioned Vostor before, and a lot of the Anon room and the chat room. That's pretty much worldwide. People are coming from there. Larry, not had Larry on for a while, but Larry's always hanging around the chat. So yeah, some good people. Oh, let's not forget on the Darkcity show, we have got Alex. This he's a lawyer, American lawyer, solicitor. I'm struggling for his name. It should be there on the schedule, but it isn't. It still hasn't gone in, so I don't know. I can't tell you that. But Dawn, it's a good mate of Dawn's from the Darkcity crew, who's coming in. Now I need text. I'm not getting anything coming in my little box. Crazy, isn't it? So yeah, my apologies for getting that the name. But this guy worked with Occupy. I've watched one of his videos where he's already been interviewed, and I mean Occupy in the early days in Wall Street. He's defended some of the people linked to the Anon. He's a real cool guy, lawyer and solicitor. So he's trained in English law and American law. That should be an absolute cracker, and that comes right after Dom's show, also on Sunday. So yeah, I'm still waiting for a bit of text to come in my window and with that guy's name. So my massive apologies. Like I say, I've been watching his stuff. I know it's Alistair, or I think it could be Alistair. Oh well, anyway, the name slipped my mind. Again, my apologies for that. So. Yeah, I'm about done, and there it is, 9 o'clock. Thanks for listening to the Darkcity show, folks. It's always a pleasure. We do what we can.